Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Enjoy this Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Stacey and Company show. Stacey Ericson channels messages from your higher self and other realms. Connect with your own unicorn and dragon. Step into this magical realm now.
Hey everyone, I'm Stacey Ericson and I'm so happy to be here today. I have so much to talk about. I can't even keep it straight in my mind. It's a little bit insane today because I've gotten so much information. Once again, whenever I go for a walk on the beach, when I first, in the mornings before I do this show, I'm always asking, what and who wants to come forward. And today, a lot of beings are here with us and really, really want to bring some messages forward for all of us to help us heal ourselves. So I guess February is all about, creating more to rejuvenate ourselves, to prepare for spring, which is what happens. So I was learning more about that this week, and it was so interesting to hear all this information that's coming in now. And I don't even know how we're going to get through this, but we will today. Because like I said, it's a lot of information and it's going to be a lot of fun. So my show is all about us learning, how to communicate with other realms and the mystics, as well as, the natural world. And how we do that is through telepathy. Telepathy is the mind-to-mind connection where you receive information about likes and dislikes about, as well as other thoughts. Now, telepathy is used in every single part of energy, basically. So you can talk to the other side, you can talk to trees here, you can talk to your own pets, you can talk to people. Actually, you can hear people's thoughts if you get really adept at it. You can talk to just about anything, like rocks, anything at all. So some people, they tap into crystals and things like that. And so telepathy is a huge thing for us to learn. That's why every single show I talk with you about it, because I feel that it is the most important thing for us to really grasp. It's a cool and fun, communication type thing to learn. So it's amazing. And then the second thing is entrainment. Now, entrainment is the heart-to-heart connection where you receive information on a deeper level. You can tap into future events, past lives, other realms, as well as other things personal to you and to whoever you're speaking with. So it's a really interesting way to communicate with all beings, but it's a lot of fun to practice with your animals. So my last two shows were all about, the pets and learning how to communicate with your own little beings that live in your house, whether they are, little crabs or, you could even talk to the ants if you want to. I know that not everybody has ants, but we do in Florida here, and they are, lots of fun to speak to. You can talk to anything, like I said. So it's really a lot of fun to really tap into this energy and to learn about it, for all of us for the future. It's going to become more and more popular as time goes on. People are now really starting to tap into their own skills. So what I do is I have a class here that I teach every Wednesday night, and it's like a circle basically. So we get together and we learn about what skills are, most a part of, your being. So there's several different types of skills. And so I wanted to talk with you about that today a little bit, just so you could kind of get an idea. So one skill is to read cards. And that's an energy of pulling cards for other people. So you ask a question, or you can set up like all kinds of different ways to read cards for people so that you can get really interesting information for, your friends or for, whoever. It doesn't matter. You can get it for anybody, the universe, it's fine. So you can even get information about Earth herself through cards. So it's a lot of fun to do. And it's something that, we actually are going to talk about in the future here in today's show. But just wanted to mention that there are a ton of cards, types of cards that you can get. You can get unicorn cards, you can get mermaid cards, you can get any kind of cards at all, that, resonate with you internally, because it is all about you putting your energy into these cards, and then the universe helps you choose cards that are appropriate for the situation. So it's really fun, and any person on the planet can do it, just like anybody can, also have telepathy, or work with telepathy, I should say. So anyways, that's one way. Then another way is astrology. A lot of people are connected to the stars. They're really, really fascinated with planets and how planets move and all of that. And so astrology is a lot of fun to get into if that's something that interests you. And I do recommend, definitely tapping into whatever does interest you, and then, going ahead and exploring it, because it is so much fun to have, like a separate hobby of something that gives you a little magic in your life. And that's what this is all about, is a little bit of magic just to help us feel better about ourselves, feel better about our lives. And with the veil becoming thinner and thinner and thinner, we're able to communicate with the other side, with other realms, with other dimensions. We can communicate with anything. And it's much, much easier now than it's ever been in the past. They've always been there, always, but we have more access to them now. They're more available to us, where we can actually hear, see, feel, and create with them, along with them. And today, that's the reason why we're talking about all these beings, because they really want to step in and be present with us today, and have you recognize them for helping you in any way. They're helpers, is what they are, and they really want us to ask lots and lots of questions. And the more questions we ask, the more they'll be able to help. So we'll get back to that. But the other way is, so astrology is a really, really neat way to learn about yourself, and the stars and everything, how everything was aligned when you were born. It's a really cool thing to tap into and check yourself out, and say, why am I this way, or why am I that way? And astrology can help you with that, deciding and figuring out some things about yourself personally, which is really a lot of fun. So then there's a couple other things that you can do. One is mediumship. Now, mediumship is where you can see the other side. So there's beings on the other side, and mediumship is basically seeing those beings on the other side, your relatives that have transitioned, or other people that have been, in your past, future even, and present, that you can talk to as well in the mediumship. And then there's psychic, which psychic is where that's pretty vast though. That's a big one, because that one goes into just about everything. You can read the future, you can see the past, you can see a lot of different things. Then you have past life regressionists, which take you into like a hypnosis state. That's really a lot of fun to learn about your past lives. Now, right now, past lives are really coming up for a lot of people. We're trying to clear some things, or at least learn from our past lives. And once again, the veil is so thin for us right now. And that is the reason why our past lives are coming up for us right now. So you have, like, say, an old injury, from a past life that's coming up. So you feel it in your body somewhere. Like, I read something about this one gentleman he was so sore, like through his hips, like all the way across his hips. It just came on at a certain age, to the point where he was like debilitated almost, because it was so painful for him. And what had happened is in a past life, he went and got a past life regression. He got run over by a vegetable cart. Yep. And I think it killed him in that lifetime. But it was a memory that came up for him for some reason. And so he cleared the past life injury, and, and never had an issue or problem with his hips again, which was really, really cool to learn about. So sometimes, past lives do show up in weird and odd ways, and they can show up in your body. And it's really interesting, to work with that. The world is definitely an interesting place to live, I gotta tell you. And the more I'm learning, the more fun I'm having, because it is so interesting. There is so much out there that we don't know, and so much more to learn. And that's what keeps it so exciting, being here on Earth right now. So it's really, really fun. So then the other things are, reading crystals. Now I have a friend that used to read my crystals, and it was so cool. I loved it. It was so neat and so healing at the same time. And what they do is they have a basket full of all these different types of crystals, and they're just beautiful. And so they run their hands over the crystals, and they find the energy of whichever crystal would like to be present with that person that they're treating. And it does actually treat them. It actually heals you when you place crystals on your body, because once again, their crystals are energy. And so the energy is infused with you and helps to either, take pain away, or it can help soothe an emotion of some sort. And there's so many different things that, or it can enhance something, which is a good thing though, only good. It won't enhance pain, but it takes that away. But anyway, so the crystals are really neat. And what they do is they lay them on your body, straight down the center of your body, pretty much on the front side if you're there, or they can do it on your back as well. It doesn't matter. And you can feel, like one time I was there and one of the crystals was vibrating. It was so neat. My stomach, I came in with like a little stomach pain, and I felt the crystal and it was burning hot. So it was really, really neat. And by the time, I don't know, it probably took about 10 minutes of having the crystal on me, and it felt so good that the stomach ache went away. So it was really, really neat. So crystals do work. They definitely work. And it's a lot of fun to get your crystals read as well. So what they do is they also place them on your body, and it tells them a story about you, like what you're going through. Sometimes it could even speak to you about the future. It just depends on, whatever the crystal reader gets. So, so that's another form of, having this beautiful, beautiful superpower, to help people. Another one is, and actually one of the women that comes to my class, she's so cool. It's really neat. She actually reads, and this is fun, artifacts. So like I gave her an old ring of mine, that had some sort of history, and the energy of the ring spoke to her, and she was able to actually see, who was wearing the ring and how the ring was, brought in, and all this, really cool stuff, and how the ring was related to me. And I have to tell you, that's a lot of fun too. I don't even know what you call them because I've never really looked up the words for them. But anyway, that's her superpower. And she's so excited to have discovered it because furniture does talk to her. And it's really, really interesting. So there's all these different types of superpowers that you can have. For me, I see unicorns in the other realms, and also speak with animal communication as another one. Now, most people can hear their animals. Almost everybody can. They just don't recognize it because, once again, that's telepathy. And we all have telepathy. We're born with it. But once we start speaking, we tend to lose our skills, because it's like anything. The more you use it, the better you get at it. The less you use it, the more you lose it. So it's really important to, to keep up with your skills so that you can get better and better, and also expand them. So like, for instance, the one that reads the furniture, she can also read her pets and other people's pets. She's very, very adept at it. So this is, all these different things that we can have. We can have so many different skills and really get into like some fun stuff. There's another friend of mine, she does face reading. Now that's really interesting because the lines on your face, which I have a lot of, tell a lot of stories about how you were raised and, like from childhood on up to adult. And she's really, really interesting. And you can buy books on that. Face reading is so much fun because, it kind of explains to you why a certain person is the way that they are, how their eyes are shaped and how, just their nose, their mouth, whatever. It all explains to you, about the people. So it's really, really fun. That's a neat thing to learn as well. So there's all these different, superpowers that whatever interests you, I really encourage you to step forward and try it out. Get a book on it, take a class on it. There's a ton of classes. The one thing that I really recommend for everybody all the time is to keep asking very specific questions. Now, this is the reason why I'm saying this is because this is why the readings are so accurate is when you do have a very specific question, then it's much, much, much easier to get an answer rather than just being like, well, I don't know. I'm not sure. You can still do that too, but then the reader has to come up with a very specific question in order to receive, really good information. So for us being human, it's not always easy to come up with, the questions. We're always, our minds are so chaotic. And we're always thinking about, like 50 different things at once, even to the point where some of us stutter because of that. We forget what we're saying. So there's a lot going on in the world right now. So I encourage you to sit quietly and write down questions. And that is the biggest thing that we're going to get into today, is really sitting down and writing. Now, writing is so much fun. Marie Taylor, are you doing readings? Yes, I am. You can go to my website, by the way, for readings on with your animals or unicorns, or even just a personal reading. I do give all of those readings, and my website is raspberrylight.com, and real easy to remember, and it's really a lot of fun. And all my readings are very, very, very good. They're elative. Sometimes you even get like past lives in there because some of the unicorns are stepping into your past life. But we'll talk about those in the future because the unicorns are all here and they all have something to say today as well. So we've got unicorns, dragons. We also have the Ascended Masters are here. I mean, there's a lot of beings that are here with me today. It's pretty important that we get all this information in. So I'm trying to talk fast so that I can get everybody in for today. So anyways, so back to that. So writing things down is huge. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of information that I'm bringing forward to the show is from writing it down, so that people can get information from me because of all of these things that I've had happen to me in the past, all these readings, all of these interesting experiences, even questions that I've asked and I've gotten answers to. So it's really important for you to write it all down. Even if you feel like it doesn't matter at this moment in time, it doesn't matter. Just write it down anyway, because in the future, at some point, it will come to fruition or it will matter in some way. Because it's part of you, it's who you are. And it's you really looking into your situations, and how you feel and where you're at and all of this other stuff. So yeah, so really, really, really interesting. So, okay, so Gina and Marie, yes, we're gonna do unicorn readings, but let's do those at 3:40, if you don't mind. So definitely pop back in around 3:40 and we'll get your unicorn reading for you, Gina, and Marie too as well. And they'll just be like some quick unicorn readings, but by then I'll have explained the unicorns and you'll know more about them. And so it'll be easier for you to understand what's going on. All right, so let's keep going here. So with this, writing stuff down, that's how I'm getting information for you today. Now, I do want to mention that there are a few things that are, and it's all over the map, I have to say, because that's the way everything is. But just recently, we talked about in one of my shows, elephants. Now, elephants are coming in huge right now. I don't know why, except for that they're just so powerful and they're so connected to Earth. So elephants are really, really neat. So elephants are all about ancient knowledge. Their tusks actually hold sacred magic, which makes sense, why people cut their tusks off, and why they're so powerful for people to have. So they hold ancient magic. And right now, the elephants have crystals in their third eye. So they're helping with the healing of Earth. And every time I see an elephant, it has a crystal right on its third eye, and it's all different colored crystals. Like one is pink. I've seen it with white. One elephant showed up in my friend's house the other day, and because we were talking about elephants, and we wanted to talk with her, and she showed up and she was gorgeous, and she had this beautiful, like bright raspberry pink crystal on her third eye. So what they are is elephants are higher evolved, because they've been around since the dinosaur times, so basically they are higher evolved. They've been here for a very, very long time. And the reason why we're talking about them is because they hold dragon energy. Now, this is something that I just learned, and it's really, really fun and interesting. The dragons are actually embodied in the elephants. So not all dragons, but the elephant dragons are. So there's all kinds of dragons, just like there are for us. There's all kinds of dragons as there are people. So it's really, really interesting. And the more I'm learning about dragons, the more I'm learning that there's a plethora of them in all different types and kinds. There's good, there's bad, there's really some cool ones. So elephants actually help spread the dragon energy as well. They create a dragon, basically with their tusks. And it's really interesting. Like this one, she just kind of like swirled her little tusk, and bam, there was this beautiful, and I do mean beautiful, dragon. And it was a really, really bright, like electric blue dragon. And all along the edges of the dragon were like lit up. Like it was fascinating. Truly fascinating. And I've never seen a dragon like that before in my life. So it was really, really interesting. And these dragons that they have, they are sheer magic. So they are absolute magic dragons. So they're helping to create more magic in the world so that we can get lighter and brighter and happier and see things with a more joyful, joyful outlook and all that kind of stuff. They're really creating like this energy of magic. And it's coming from, once again, this, because they hold the sacred magic, the elephants do, in their tusks. So it's really important for us to recognize that there are so many kinds of dragons. So today I wanted to talk with you a little bit more about them because they really have stepped in to our lives. Lately, not many people have had them, but before, I would say even before this year. Starting at the end of last year, I started seeing more of them with people. And now everybody I know has a dragon, and it's so cool. So these dragons are here to help us clear things out of the way, is basically what's going on right now. So they're helping with clearing. It was really funny when I was walking on the beach today and I was thinking about the show, and I just thought about a dragon, and instantly my dragon, her name is Jezebel, she's popped up right in front of me and was, playing in front of me at the beach as I was walking down the beach. And she was telling me that, she clears blocks. So she can help me actually, like say, I'm not feeling confident today. Well, the dragon can help clear that for me. She can help me if I'm nervous, nervous about speaking with you on the show today. She can help me with that. So there's a lot of different things that this dragon, has helped me with. I've placed her in the front yard to protect, the house at night. There's lots of different ways to have your own personal dragon help you in just about every aspect of your life. And it's really a lot of fun. And you can draw the dragon. You can ask for their names. A lot of times you can get their names when you're in the shower, which is the best place because there you're kind of at peace and you have water running over you. And water is so wonderful, because it gives you a feeling, where it touches you, you can feel the water, but it also has an energy to it and it calms you and it soothes you. So then that way you can relax and get really good information at that moment in time. If you just let your mind kind of flow like the water and be free, that's how you get really awesome information. So anyway, so you can receive the dragon's name. And then once you do, you can ask them to show themselves to you. Now mine showed up when I was sleeping, and actually when I woke up, I was sleeping on top of her. She was kind of floating in the air, and she looked at me and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And they are. And she told me her name and everything. So it was like, it was real to me. And it felt really good to learn that I do have a dragon as well as everybody else in the entire world. Now there's all different kinds of dragons. There's the water dragon, which is mostly connected to your emotions. And then there's the air dragon, and there's the, let's see, so there's air dragon, earth dragon, water dragon, and what's the last one? There's like 4 different ones. But anyway, so they're all there for us in all different capacities. So the air dragons are the ones that, like if you fly a lot, basically, meaning that you travel a lot. Doesn't mean that you're physically traveling. It means that you could be, say, an astro traveler. You can travel anywhere, and your mind goes, and you're always traveling with your mind. That would be an air dragon. Now, the earth dragon is more of like the family person. They're always protecting their family, and they're here on earth. They're very connected to earth. They have such a good feeling with earth, and so they're more family oriented. Would be the earth dragon. Oh, fire. That's it. The last one is fire. Not a lot of people have fire dragons. Yeah, exactly. Melissa, my friend, you're so beautiful. So anyway, so the fire dragon, yes, they get a little destructive at times, but there are actually a lot of fire dragons right now because people are needing to, to move forward in their lives, to create more for themselves. And so these dragons help with that. They help movement. They help to create, like that desire and even determination, all of the good stuff. It's not bad at all. It's all good, but that's what these dragons do. And so they're a lot of fun to have in your life. So you can always ask about your own dragon. Now they all come in different colors, and we've spoken about colors before. Colors are so important in our lives. It helps us with creation. And it helps us to believe that they're actually there because they're colors. And also it helps us to have, because most colors have energy, and well, actually they do have energy. And so they create a feeling or a sense or an idea. All of those things, is associated with color. Now, color is, a lot of these dragons are different colors. At first, when I first started seeing them, they were all sort of like muted, darker colors with like a sheen to them, like a fish that's in the water with that real bright and beautiful, effervescent type of thing, and just gorgeous. And so anyway, but now they're actually turning into brighter colors. And I think it's because people are really starting to tap into them and wanting them to work with them. And so the colors are changing because of that. So people are forming their own colored dragons for that very reason, because, say you have a favorite color of yellow, and you want your dragon to be like the most beautiful yellow on the planet ever. And so, you've created this amazing, beautiful yellow dragon that's just like incredibly unlike any other yellow I've ever seen. So it's really fun to recognize these different colors in the dragons. Now, a lot of them have like a sheen that goes over the top of them, almost like a candy coated car, like where it has that or a car that has like an opal essence or something like that, or pearl. You've seen the cars that are white that have like that pearl coating. Dragons have the same thing, have a coating over the top of them. And sometimes they can be gold, sometimes they can be silver. Sometimes they could be, like white, like the opal, or they could be, pearl, and then they could also have like opal where they're all different colors. So it's really interesting to learn about your dragons as well. And once again, you can get a dragon reading from me too. I did that actually the other day. The dragon was helping out one of the people that I've read, and it was so neat to talk with this dragon, and she actually got the dragon's name and everything, so it was so much fun. But so it's really neat to like ask other beings to help us throughout our lives, and once again, if you have a very specific question for them, they can really help you get the information, which is so much fun. So we're going to move on from dragons because they're so funny, and we're going to go to, so I had a friend actually that she's not here anymore. She's transitioned. And I went to her house one time, and she was a healer, and she's an amazing healer. Did a lot of energy healing and worked with cards, like we said. And she loved picking cards. Well, anyway, her most favorite deck of cards was the Ascended Masters. And so we sat down, and she said she would give me an Ascended Masters reading. Now, this is really interesting because the other night, when I was giving my class, when people are doing readings for each other, beings step in. And what happens is when they step in, then everybody, says, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And who stepped in were the angels. And the angels were saying to this person and telling this person to tell us in the class to start asking more help, asking for more help, because we need help right now. And so this is the whole purpose of the show today, is to learn that there's other beings out there that can help us. They're guided by God, so don't worry, it's all good. And but you definitely want to start asking, especially if you have something that you relate to more than others. So like for me, I relate to unicorns. I ask my unicorn to come in quite a bit. And we just talked about dragons, and now we're going to talk about Ascended Masters. So anyway, so while we were there, she, pulled some Ascended Master cards, and it was really interesting because I've never really learned about Ascended Masters. And so I'm just going to tell you what we went through. It's not a lot, so it should just take a minute. But anyway, so the first card I pulled was Horus. Now, Horus is the Egyptian sky god and sun god. He's basically a falcon. And I guess he's used in Egypt a lot for just about everything. And so Horus was all about keep setting your boundaries. You call on him to help with this, to like set your boundaries, to ignore critics, to stay on target, to avoid situations that do not feel right. And this is all when you can call on him. So it was like really interesting to learn about this. But I mean, you can, let's see. So when you do pick these cards, you can actually learn even more about these Ascended Masters by going, and looking them up on your phone or whatever else. And because there's even more information. I can't even tell you. There's a plethora of information out there for all of us to learn. And it's so much fun. It's just like face reading and that type of stuff. So the second one was Moses. And Moses was all about courage and leadership with no fear. And the card said to take charge of the situation, step into your power, talk openly and honestly, and make business decisions by feeling into it, and don't wait, take action now. And then step into a leadership role with clear intentions. And well, actually it says clear intentions brings about miracles, which that's kind of cool. I thought, how fun is that? Because there are really, there's so much magic in the world right now. Well, there's always been, but now more than ever, I feel. And so miracles do happen every single day. And it's so interesting to see. So another one is Solomon. Now he's the son of King David. He's related to Metatron. Now Metatron is an angel. And Metatron's the one that has like all the symbols and everything. A lot of mathematicians use him, and he's just so cool. He has the Merkaba, he's got the whole thing. So Metatron is something that, someone who you should definitely look up and have some fun with, because he's definitely a very interesting being. So Solomon is he's about spiritual alchemy with buildings. So that's really interesting. So he says, we each have a healing Merkaba for protection. Let go of the procrastination. Break it down into baby steps. Trust that it'll happen. Devote your time to your priorities and be assertive. So these are the types of things that you can get from these, Ascended Masters. And once again, I asked a very specific question. And so therefore, I'm receiving the answers to my question through this. There's one more that I'm going to read, which is really neat, and that's Lakshmi. Now, Lakshmi, I've learned, is the Hindu goddess of prosperity. Now, I have to tell you, she's really, really neat. You should look her up. She's a lot of fun to read about, and so interesting. So you call her in for flow of abundance in all forms. Do not worry about the money. Visualize and affirm the prosperity. Now, for her in Feng Shui, that's another beautiful little magic that you can add to your house if you want to. You can study that and have so much fun with it. I have to tell you, although I get a little bit confused with it sometimes because it's so much information, it's a little overwhelming, but it is so much fun to learn about. But so in Feng Shui, you put a statue of her in the left rear corner as you're looking at the door, so like your front door, and that helps bring prosperity. So there's so much fun, you can call in so many different beings, once again, to help you with issues, problems that you're having, and be creative with it as well. The angels are huge in this. Like I said, they really want us to, they want jobs, they want to do something, they want to have, a purpose for their own being. So call in angels all the time. You'll hear like a lot of my colleagues, especially on the shows, a lot of them have their angels with them, constantly helping them, get information to you. So it's really important for us to have, these beings around us and to keep asking questions. That's the biggest thing, is ask, because they do want to be there to help us. And it's so much fun. And we have so many beings that we can ask. We have fairies. We have, like I said, we have unicorns, we have dragons, we have, we have our guides. We even have totem animals. Totem animals, you can ask them too. You can say, which one do I need today to help me get through this day? Say you're wanting to be powerful, but, and to be able to speak well, but not to roar too loudly. You can always call in a lion. The lions are so good because they help you learn to speak loudly without being, overbearing. And it's really, really fun. So there's so many, like I said, so many different beings that we can ask for help, We're never, ever alone. And we can ask for help from and be creative with it and have fun with it, because that's what life is about, is to have a good time here. This is the whole reason why we're here, is to enjoy our lives and to keep learning every single day and to ask questions. All right, so we're going to get into the unicorns now, just because they're asking. And Gina and Marie would like to know about their unicorns. So there's unicorns. It's really interesting because my sister used to ride a pony, and his name was Mario. And she asked me to tap in to see where he is today. And it was so interesting. Gina said, I had a dream. I was seeing a unicorn, but I wake up straight away. Oh, that's so cool. Well, ask the unicorn to come to you then in real life, and it will, you'll just see it out of the corner of your eye. Or sometimes they'll actually, like you're shopping at Target or something, it'll show up right in front of you there as well, because it'll show you which unicorn it is. So it's really interesting. So anyway, so Mario is my sister's pony, and he's so darn cute. I got to tell you, he's the neatest thing. He's white and just gorgeous and so wise. Even as a kid, I had so much respect for this pony because he just seemed so wise all the time. So anyway, so I asked him, I said, what are you doing now? And he said, do you have a job on the other side? And his job is so cool. And he actually showed me. He was wearing glasses, like a professor. And he was holding, a long pointer stick. And he was pointing at, basically a chalkboard, just to kind of associate it for me. And all of these little baby unicorns were sitting at desks. So he was teaching the unicorns. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, how adorable is that? So the unicorns actually come from, I have a friend that helps me out with this. Hang on a second. I was just going to look this up so I could remember. But anyway, the unicorns come from a planet. And I think it's planet Sirius C is what I want to say. So Sirius C is so interesting. Hang on a second. Here it is. She's all about doing starseed readings for people. And so she's been learning a lot about dragons and unicorns. And they're all tied to the water planet, which I think is Sirius C. Yeah, it doesn't say here. But anyway, so Sirius C. So all the unicorns that we know are pretty much there. Now they are... they're here to help us remember about unconditional love. So it's really interesting how beautiful, they are and how they can help us with this. But at the same time, it's really interesting too, is that I see them next to you. So some people, my gift is, some people read angels, some people read your guides, some people read, I don't even know what else, but cards. We talked about all this stuff. So for me, I read unicorns. Now, we haven't spoken about what I do exactly in quite some time, so I thought I would refresh your memories. So I see unicorns with every single being. Now, what it is that everybody as a baby soul gets a unicorn. And the unicorn actually travels with you throughout all of your lives, which is a lot of fun. So some unicorns can give you past life information if that unicorn so chooses to come with you to the reading. Now, the other the unicorn that's always with you is going to be your God spark. And that unicorn is always over your right shoulder, behind you just a little bit, because it's your spirit. And it's always white, and the most beautiful white you've ever seen. I mean, it's so bright, you have to wear shades. That's funny. And it's really, really beautiful and just gorgeous. And once again, that's your God spark. So that's the unicorn that's always with you. Never is it ever, ever gone. And then the third unicorn is the one that is with you at this moment in your body at this time. So with this soul, this spirit that's with you right now. And what it does is it helps explain, what you're working on in this lifetime at this moment. And it's really, really interesting. It's so much fun to read unicorns, and they give you so much information. I've read unicorns for quite a few of my friends, and they've received a lot of different types of information from their unicorns. Now, it's funny because today, the unicorns are actually showing up as all three. So all three unicorns are showing up at once, because once again, like I said before, for some reason, our past lives are really coming forward to help us clear a lot of things. And so it makes it a lot of fun to get unicorn readings now. Not everybody has three, but almost everybody now, I usually see three, and it's so much fun. It's really, really cool. So the color of the body is all about what you're working on. And then the mane and tail colors are all about most of the time it's just the mane because I see like the front of the body. But most of the time the mane and tail colors are the tools that you're using to achieve what you are creating in this life. So it's really, really cool, like I said, to get your unicorns read. So much fun, and so interesting at the same time. So I'm really excited to do that. So today I promised to do some unicorn readings. Now they're going to be quick readings only because, we're trying to get everybody's readings in. So if you do want a unicorn reading, please comment on the right there just so I can see them and get a little picture of you if you have one there too. That'd be great. But we can just go off of your energy. So let me know who wants a unicorn reading. Now I know Marie, you said you wanted one. So let me get a piece of paper here just because sometimes I forget what I say. So, there you are, Marie. Hi, you're so cute. Okay, so Marie, your unicorn is, your unicorn is light blue with red in the mane, gold, yellow. Yellow is a color that you really like. So gold, yellow, and green. So your unicorn is light blue and it has silver. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so your unicorn is light blue. Oh, hi, Amy. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you for the super sticker. I'll get to you in just a moment. So your unicorn is light blue and it has like that silver, sheen on the outside of it. And the light blue for you is all about learning to speak your own power. It's but with love. Like, it's so interesting. It's learning to like love yourself. Like, you're really learning to love yourself and to really feel into yourself, but also to be able to speak about it and to be able to speak your words like softly, not too harshly. And so the light blue is all about that. Learning to say the right words is pretty much what it is. And then the silver is all about being connected to the fairies. Actually, the fairies are really connected to you. You should definitely talk with them quite a bit and ask for their help because they're there to help you for sure. Along with your unicorn. Your unicorn is funny because it dances a lot. It's moving around right now and it's really having a great time. So there's a little bit of red in the mane, which means that there's something that you need to do that it's ready. You go ahead. It's time to go ahead and do it. It's red in unicorn language is action. So take action on whatever that is that's pressing or important for you. It says go ahead and do it. You can do it and it's the right time. Then the gold is all about a healing energy for you, but it's healing with it's like a feeling. You're very emotional in the sense of a good thing. You're really in your heart, which is so beautiful. And so the gold is all about that. You pull in like God's source into your heart and then emanate that out to the world. And so you're really learning this and doing this. And so it's very powerful. And then you've got some green in there too, which is all about the healing. You're healing some past life hurts. So you're healing some past life hurts is going on with that. And then the yellow is you're doing it with joy. So you're really trying to create some joy in your life as well. So that's so much fun. Thank you so much for that. I enjoy that. I love reading unicorns for one thing, but I really appreciate you all stepping up and asking. So it's very nice. So I'm honored. Thank you. All right. So Amy, you're so cute. How are you today? Adorable. And Amy has definitely been with us a lot. I actually spoke with her just about one of her pets last time. Oh, you don't want a reading today? Okay. Oh, thank you, Amy. You're so sweet. Awesome. All right. And then Lori. Oh, Lori, you're so cute. Oh, wait, hang on. I got to go back up to Gina. I'm sorry. Hang on. Okay. So Gina, where are you, Gina? Let's see here. So Gina is so cute because you asked in the very beginning. So Gina, your unicorn is, you've got gold on the outside for sure. You're a healer. And yours is it's a light purple. All right, so yours is light purple with gold on the outside. And yours has dark legs, like dark legs, like almost black, like purple black legs. And then your mane. This one's really interesting, actually, Gina. You might want to call me for a unicorn reading because this one's really, really interesting. You've got a lot going on here with this unicorn. All right, and then so quickly we'll just do white in the mane and a little bit of black. And then we've got, oh, you've got a little red in there too. And yellow. Okay, so yours is light purple and with gold. And then it has some dark black legs. So that's, so the purple, the light purple is all about really stepping into your energy of who you are right now. So you're really tapping into your own sense of being and what you are as far as, and you're bringing in like powerful, powerful magic, like a lot of magic. It's really cool. And wow, that's so neat. So yeah, you've definitely got a lot going on here with this. And then the dark legs is grounding this magic so that you don't float away. It's really, really neat. You're really, like I said, you're stepping into like learning and opening up into like the other realms and things like that. So you're really tapping in with all this stuff that we're talking about today, which is very, very cool. And then the gold is a healing. So I feel like you're a healer. And you definitely are very, very good at it. And the gold you bring in, you know, with a clear sense of, you know, the God source. And so, and with all the angels and everything like that. And so the gold, you're actually emanating out with it. And so interesting. And then there's white in the mane, which you're using. That's angels right there. So lots and lots of angel power. And then there's black in the mane. Now, black is really neat in manes because it means that you can be, they're like doctors, basically, you know, that you can give bad news or be there, you know, receiving news that people are going through hardships and times and, you know, not such great things. And yet it doesn't affect you to the point where, you know, you can't sleep at night or you're, you know, trying to you just don't take it into your body is pretty much what it comes down to. So you're a good listener is pretty much what it is with that healing. It's really neat. And then you have a little bit of red today too, which is really interesting. Usually there is a theme with these unicorns when people are asking, and it seems to be that red is it. And so there is something that, you know, you want to go ahead and do for sure, because it's the time is now and you're ready to do it. And the yellow is, again, with you, there's a lot of joy involved in all of this as well, that you're really pulling in a lot of joy and trying to keep yourself, you know, in that joyful state while you're doing this. So it's so cool. How neat is that? I just love it. So yours is more complicated just because you got a lot more going on. So once again, you might want to go ahead and get a reading if you feel up to it. That you can go to raspberrylight.com for readings if anybody wants to do or learn more about their unicorns. And then Lori. So Lori, you're so cute. So Lori's unicorn is green. And let's see, you've got some gold there too. And then you have white in the mane and some pink and blue. So Lori, your unicorn is green, and the green color is, it's like a dark green. So you're going through some deep healings with some things that are happening right now. Oh, that's right. We did talk about that, didn't we? So green, yeah, so dark green. So there's like, usually with the dark green, it's like past life stuff that's coming up in this lifetime, which is so much fun. And so you're working on that right now. You're working on, you know, learning more and creating more and being more. And then the gold on top of the unicorn is all about healing once again, but you're bringing it in with a joyful sense because you're bringing it in from, you know, the straight up to God, not stopping anywhere on the way, but actually bringing that gold energy straight down and creating more, I don't know, just like glory and health and wealth and just beauty. It's really, really neat. And then the white here is so cool because you're doing it with clear intentions, like totally clear. There's no, you know, there's no muddling it up at all. And then you got a little bit of pink in there. So you're adding in some love, like a dash of love, because it's not a lot of pink, but it's a little bit of pink. And so you're using some love in there to like work through this. And then the blue is that you're learning to speak about it as well. And the blue is electric blue, which means that it's going to be a little bit more of like it'll be easy words to say, but they're bright and shiny words. They're not, you know, negative in any way or anything like that. It's all about, empowerment words, empowerment, which is really, really cool. So does anybody else want, we can do one more unicorn reading. Does anybody else want a unicorn reading today? So I don't see anybody else up here. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward then into some other stuff that we're going to talk about. So today it was so interesting. There's one more story that I wanted to tell you that I forgot to tell you earlier today. And it's about the, like I said, the wisdom of the Ascended Masters. Now, once again, you can ask for the Ascended Masters to come in and help you in a lot of situations. And if you learn about what each one represents or their superpowers that they bring in for you, you can, you can really understand them better. Now, I got to tell you, that deck of cards was like this thick, and it was a lot of Ascended Masters. So I had no idea that there were so many. But anyway, just the few that I talked about, about today were so interesting to me. And once again, they did pertain to what I was asking. So there's one more here, and it's really interesting. So I was at the farm, and this is going back 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And all of a sudden, it was the strangest thing. But every time I looked at my right arm, I swore there was a dragon on my right arm, to the point where I thought, oh my goodness, I really need to get a tattoo, like seriously. But I wanted like a tattoo that started, at the hand where it kind of talks, because I'm funny, and then go all the way around, wrap up, and then have its tail end up right up here. And I thought that would be so cool, right? Well, for the business that I'm in, it's a little bit extravagant. I wasn't supposed to have something like that right away. So I thought, well, I'll just do it in henna. But it was so complicated. And so, and I couldn't do it myself because I'm not left-handed. So anyway, so it was really interesting to see this dragon. And I swore, I was like, I really want to know about this. So I asked when I was there at the same time. I talked to Mo about it. And so anyway, so it's a black and white dragon. So it's a yin and yang balance. And at the time I was going through some things and trying to figure some stuff out. So it's really, really cool to get some information. Well, the dragon was related to in some way to, and I'm going to kill the name on this because I'm not very good at saying names, but it's called Manjushri or Manjushri, whichever one that is. So it's Manjushri or Manjushri, and it's Manjushri. And it's another Ascended Master. And it's the deity of wisdom, and it's Buddhist, just so you know. So it's so interesting. So anyway, so this dragon being on my arm, I said, well, what does this represent? And so that's what came up was this card. And it said it brings clarity and understanding and connecting into the divine messages. So at that time, about 6 years ago, we talked about that, that right around 2014, I was just starting to really wake up and connect in with what's happening in the world and what's happening in my life. And so it was really, really fun to have this, once again, this dragon appear, and then to find out that it was attached to this deity, which was so much fun. The deity actually helped me with receiving the message of the dragon. So you can get so much cool information from anywhere. I'm telling you, anywhere. We are powerful, powerful beings. We are our own creators. We can do anything we want at any time we want, and have anything we want. And this is so important for us to remember, especially in these times, because right now, at any other time in our lives, right now is when things are happening much faster. And it's so, so cool. So the idea is to stay very, 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 very positive, so positive, and to keep yourself, writing things down, write questions down, and then ask. You can ask. I mean, I ask, like I said to you, I ask just by going to the beach, on the days that I have this show before I have it, I make a point to go to the beach and walk and ask then, who wants to come in? Who wants to be here on the show today? And what do I talk about? And I have to tell you, sometimes it's so last minute, it scares me because I really don't know how I could speak for a full hour, not knowing what I'm talking about. But today they did come through, and it was a lot of fun. There's one more thing that I wanted to tell you too, actually a couple more things. When you're asking for information, don't forget that you can see it in several different ways. It doesn't necessarily mean that, you have to write it down right away or have automatic writing at the moment in time, but you do have to ask the question. And even if you ask the question while you're driving in your car, numbers might start showing up on license plates. And if you see repetitive numbers, then you can look them up on your phone and say, what does that spirit number mean? So you look up spirit number meaning, like today I looked up, actually, I think I looked up 16 or something like that. So, these numbers show up in our lives because the angels are sending us these numbers so that they can communicate with us and give us the answers that we're asking for. So you can, if you can't get it, just by hearing it or feeling it, you can also see it. And so it's really interesting. Now, the other day I was asking some things about, I have a project that I'm going to be working on here in the future. Actually, I am working on it now. And I'll be telling you all about that in the future sometime, probably next month. But but when I was asking about him, and it was so funny because I actually went to the beach that day and the dolphins were out there. I was just walking on the beach, like trying to actually exercise, which is really funny. But the dolphins were out there playing in the water and there was 20 of them. And I told you about this, I think last week. There was 20 of them out there. And so I got the answer to my question very, very easily, very simply, just by watching them play, recognizing what they were, doing. And I'm saying that because, I could also hear them. But if you can't hear them, it's okay. What you can do is just look up on your phone, spirit, animal, dolphin, and then you can see what resonates with you in, the message from the dolphins. And so information is constantly and consistently coming to us. It's just, we have to have the wisdom to look into it, to recognize it, and to feel good about it as well, because it's all good. It's all good information. I mean, I've never really had anything that was terrible or bad. I've had things that were, there to help me and to create better for me. And so this is what the world is about. And it's a lot of fun. So I want to make sure that, that I do leave you today with that sense of, feeling great about this, because just ask, because the answers are there and you can get it from a tree. You can get it from, the sky. You can look up in the sky. The clouds sometimes will even answer you with say there's something that you haven't seen, or your dreams. I had the strangest dreams last night, I have to tell you. So you get information from everywhere. There isn't one place. Your friend might say something that you're like, whoa, wait, hang on. What'd you just say? I mean, it's really, really cool to get information from every source, there is possible in the entire world. And it's a lot of fun. A picture might show up on your computer. One of my friends, it was funny because we were talking about something about her developing her business, and all of a sudden she turned on her computer and there was a white horse running at her. She said it was the neatest thing. She said, because it gave her the sense of, get going on this project that she's working on. And so that was really cool, so you can get information from anywhere. I mean, truly anywhere. And it's just fun. I love life, and I hope you do too. And I'll see you all next week. And thanks so much for joining me. And we'll see who pops in with us next week. I don't have any answers today. All right, we'll talk to you then. Bye.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.